recording? Cool. Cool. Alright. The reason I've got that fan running is because the air conditioner, this is the only one that works, so we need to pull the air out that way. It actually works better than you think. Need for Speed Rivals. Played this game a ton in my youth. This was essentially my branching out point from stuff like Mario games for the most part. And I already have one trophy on here that it won't let me reset, because I guess you can't reset trophies. I wanted to talk about definitions and frame rates in particular, because this is something that I have you know, talked about a lot with friends of mine on the internet, and there seems to be the thought process that I have, which is I'm much more worried about a consistent frame rate as opposed to a unlimited frame cap that constantly bounces around all over the place, right? Like this game, for example, this game, Need for Speed Rivals, this thing natively runs at 30 frames per second, which is something that by today's standards, like the majority of people would find unacceptable. And I don't really have a preference. I don't really care. I mean, sure, 60 frames would be nice, but I don't need it, right? Because it outputs 30 frames very consistently and with basically no stopping points. There's no buffers of any kind. And yeah, sure, you know, with what the 7th gen had promised with the Xbox 360 and the PS3 and, you know, outdated hardware even for its time or whatever, I still think that the 30 frames thing isn't that big of a deal. I'll kind of demonstrate what I mean whenever I get this game to actually load. I hope this can actually hear things, because the fan might block the microphone. This is weird. This is not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to just scale it up to... Let's see, is that the 720p 60 hertz? I mean, this is fine, but typically it'll just scale up to the TV, so... Oh, there we go. So dot by dot is actually to scale it down. Okay, got it. But that's actually pretty cool, because if I ever wanted to, I could just have it be that. So this is also something I'll actually want to make a full proper video about, but this is sort of just my... It's pretty cool though. This was essentially my branching out from games like Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff like that. My uncle, you know, he had this on his PS3 and he was letting me play it whenever I visited him, and then he eventually got a used copy of it on the PS4 and I wound up playing it through there. And I actually have that copy. He gave it to me when I got a PS4 of my own. And see, 720p 30 frames per second, this is really good looking. I don't see why there's an issue, right? Like, people have an issue with, like, games that only run at 30 frames or 720p. It's, like, unacceptable for this day and age. It's like, I don't know, is it? Because you don't need that much. And I know people know that, but it's like, oh, but games are supposed to look great because it's, like, the medium, the escapism medium. And it's like, yeah, sure, but to be perfectly honest with you, and you know, it's a personal opinion, right? I can write something, you know, complex and appropriately objective about all of this stuff. But, like, just as a personal opinion, I don't see the problem with having 720p 30 frames per second for a game. And maybe that's just because I didn't grow up on, like, the greatest hardware or anything. I didn't grow up playing on computers, so I'm not spoiled with tech stuff. I'm not spoiled with, like, a particular kind of, like, expectation of media. Like, I grew up on a VCR for the majority of my childhood, only getting a Blu-ray player really within the last, like, 5 years before I moved out of my parents' house. But I always grew up with a combo VCR like this, and then the console we had in the house was the Wii, and then when that broke down, we watched YouTube and Netflix and all that on, like, the Roku TV instead of the Wii's channels, right? And then when we got a new console, it was actually Dad's N64 that he got back from his brothers. It was the one he had when he was in college. So we got to play a bunch of the old games. I have not had a history of expecting the most out of hardware, or like the highest performance for the time period, right? So I see things, and like I see the imperfections in something like that A there. I see the fuzzies on the diagonal line that's not straight down the pixel, right? But I don't really feel the need to care about that sort of thing, because I understand what this looks like. This is a car. It says police. It says NHUM right there. Ghost official, right? Like this. Oh, you know what? Let's do, in honor of today. Today is the 20th anniversary of Cars being released to the world. My absolute favorite movie. And I don't have a proper Cars game to really play alongside, you know, to suit the occasion. But I'll just
as a member of the RCPD, you can spend speed points on new pursuit tech and upgrades.
And yeah, I know the speaker on the TV isn't great. See, that's the thing too, is that like I know my equipment isn't great. It's really not. But like, I don't know, I just deal with it. Something I noticed too is that with stuff like this, like you can tell the quality because this is supposed to be a 1080p monitor. So when you've got lower resolutions, it does look fuzzier and more compressed because it's meant to be looked at in the dot by dot look, right? Like this looks better because it is like actually the aspect ratio it's meant to be looked through. And I don't have a 720p monitor. See, this looks great. Like, I don't know what people have issues with when they talk about like frame rates or whatnot. Like, yes, you can tell, because like I'm accustomed to it through like PC gaming and all that. I know that this isn't like ideal or anything. Oh shoot, that's the e-brake. Oh no! I'm so used to playing this on the PS4, I for some reason just forgot my PS3 controls. Oh, it's actually a little bit of lag right there. Shucks, man. To be fair, this PS3 is one that I got used. I don't know how well it holds up nowadays, but I don't know. I don't have too much of an issue with lower frame rates. My biggest thing really is consistency. And I don't find a whole lot of consistency with modern day games. They seem to struggle very much with whoa. And I know this is the worst looking version of the game. Like, look at all the artifacting, right? There's a lot of artifacting with the shadows and like objects from really far away, even close, really. I don't know. Something about, wow, that was close. Something about it is just kind of charming because my brain fills in the details, and that's something that I think about a lot too. Is the whole like a lot of older games, right? There's lower fidelity. What's it called? Lower fidelity textures and models, like lower poly models, because of the hardware limitations. Because of the limitations, it kind of allows for like more focus on an art style that you can try to have work within the limitations of the hardware, right? And the 7th gen consoles are really around the point where that whole thing sort of falls off, and people are like, oh, you know, we don't need that much focus anymore because we can focus more on graphics and stuff. And like, then you get stuff like this where the graphics aren't the greatest for its particular console. Like, it's not optimized for the console. And it's with that being said though, the aesthetic is still great. I love this aesthetic, and I like how each of the areas in the map are very very distinct from one another, even down to the lighting schemes. I guess what I'm always worried about is game optimization, because you get gosh dang, I suck at thinking when people are talking. Huh. Yeah, I could definitely tell. Like, look at the lower quality modeling on that. But then if you switch the, let's see, if I was to switch it to dot by dot, yeah, you can kind of tell. This isn't a great monitor either, to be honest, but you know, it works for what it does. It works for what it's needed to be. It always looks better on a proper TV, like the one I have in the living room. Like I was playing this game on another TV with, you know, on the PS3, and it does look better.
This is where you make your car your own. Personalize your vehicle in many different ways. Paints, rims, liveries, decals, wraps, and license plates. The choice is yours.
Thanks. I actually knew all that already, because I've been playing this game since it actually came out. I hope this comes through okay on the quality of the camera itself. Yeah. My whole understanding of it is that, like, you've got the, oh gosh, the lower fidelity and lower quality models and textures and all that. It enhances the brain's ability to use its imagination still, you know, like the imagination, the thing you use when you're actually like reading books and stuff, the thing you're supposed to use more often, that we really don't because we're all like phone-brained and stuff. It fills in all the details that are quote-unquote missing and makes you remember things in a way that, like, it isn't actually what it looks like in the game. Like, every time I play this game, I'm consistently surprised by how much it doesn't look like how I remember it looking. And in a, aw, dang it. In a strange way, that's kind of the beauty of it, because there's just enough here for me to focus on. And, at the same time, enough to really formulate my experiences properly, I should say. Admittedly, I'm somewhat shocked that this game natively is supposed to run at 720p, because I think PS4 and PC, because I've played it on both there as well, both of those areas. Whoa. It's kind of funny too, because this game was like a very formulative experience, I think, for me. Like I said earlier, it's, you know, this was my branching out point from Mario games and stuff. Partly without my parents even knowing. Like, I think when I first played this, it was something that I didn't even tell them about, because I was just like, oh, I mean, if my uncle is showing it to me, then it's probably okay with them. And only later did I learn that they weren't okay with it, but it was actually fine, because the game is tame enough in its graphics. There's no blood, which was kind of, you know, something to consider, considering how young I was at the time. And the destruction of the car models is like minimal and pretty tame compared to other games, and especially how it looks realistically, so to speak. I just want to keep driving this way, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. See, when you eventually get in the zone too, you can just sort of relax and look at it. And I'm not even saying that, like, objectively speaking, graphics don't matter. Like, at a point they do, but only in comparison to other elements of a game that would be more important, like something like a story, or something like a, you know, the overall ease of use for the mechanics. Like, that's way more important than graphics. But at the same time, I know you do want your game to look good, and there is like an important, like, a responsibility that people have to... Where did that guy go? He's just gone. Did I pass him? I probably passed him. Wonder what happens if I was to have tried to bank all my money right there before my speed list was complete. Wonder if it would have let me or not. Like, I like the environment. I know it hasn't aged well or gracefully, considering, like, where games have come now and all that, but it's still nice. And I understand, you know, graphics elitism, in a sense, because of just how far things have come and how much we expect now. Like, I think the PS5 does, like, 1080p at 120 frames per second, or something crazy like that. Like, I can't even process 120 frames per second, because I'm used to needing to lower my frame rates a lot when playing computer games, because my computer has never had, like, the most power, per se. And it's something that, I don't know, I've just always kind of viewed as unnecessary, because I never really understood why people needed that much definition in their stuff, you know? I know this is going to be a bit of a garbage throwaway video, because it's like, oh, he's just saying his opinion. It's not like a scripted, formulated thing. And it's not yet, at least. But, you know, I just wanted to air my thoughts out about it and be like, oh, what do you guys think? Because I don't know what people think about this. Are people, like, how many people out there really are sticklers for graphical fidelity or something like that, right? Like, how much does FPS really matter in a video game? Like, sure, FPS shooters, you know, they're all like, oh, you'll want to have as high a frame rate as you can, or high refresh rate on your monitor because, you know, high action stuff and very precise movement. You know, fast... Oh, dude, I'm gonna do the same thing. Fast things are happening all the time. I know a lot of racing games get like that past a certain point, where you really want a... you really want as much detail as you can to, like, accurately identify things. But I also wonder how much of that is a skill issue, too. Because, like, right now, I play shooter games on a 5.4 monitor that runs at, like, I don't know, 50 hertz, I think. It doesn't bother me. I don't know if that's me just being, I don't know, like, needlessly grateful for what I have, but it's just something I think about. Something I think about a lot. I thought it was a really quick loading time, wow.
Now you can jump into Redview County.
Yay! It does make me wonder, too, like just how much a game really needs to provide to people, right? Like, for a game to be good, like, maybe there's a point where the graphical fidelity should just stop, you know? No, actually, because the servers are all down anyway. Big sad. Rest in peace, online Need for Speed Rivals. Never a good system. Like, not great, but it was still a lot of fun to use. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Is it something that, like, people are supposed to stop playing games at a point, or stop, like, cut themselves off at a certain generation or a certain year? Because, like, I know that the quality of games have like, the guarantee of quality has diminished significantly in the last 10 or so years, really the last 15 or so years, I think. But, I don't know. What do you guys think? I just want to know what people think of all this. See, like, look at these cutscenes. These are sick. These really are sick. And, I don't know. I don't think this game was, that bad. Like 720p, 30 FPS, that's pretty good. I know there's a lot of people that can comment stuff like, oh, what do you know? You know, it's not good. It's like, yeah, probably, sure, whatever, but I don't know. I'm just happy to have something, man. And I don't know how much of that is like a projection, or if that's something that would be like, you know, something that you could apply on an objective level. Because I think you could. I think there's a point where you get too many colors, to models that are too sharp, well, basically where games stop being video games, or stop looking like video games, and they kind of become too much of a simulation of real life. Which sounds, you know, absurd to a lot of people. But I don't know. I think there's a point where it goes too far. I don't know what people have to think about it, or, you know, if any of you guys in the comments have any thoughts on that. But is there a point where it all gets too much, too far? Is it all... Am I making stuff up? Am I being a bit of a whack job with all this? Like, people are probably looking at this with some kind of disgust with how, like, oh my, that's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to actually give me the crash cam. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh dear, I've crashed the game. Guess I'll restart it. So, well, that happened. Guess now I just have to figure out if it'll turn back on. I don't know how that happened. Because, like, this console I got, like, I traded it for a guitar amplifier, and I bought this game at a game store. Some used game store. And I've never actually played too many games on it yet, because we've mostly me and my wife, we mostly just used it for TV, you know, watching YouTube on it. And you know, YouTube doesn't work the best on here, but it still, you know, still works. And I'm kind of surprised. All right, well, I guess I have to install the patch. Maybe that is why it crashed, just because I don't have the proper version installed or whatever. You know, I don't know. I know I've repeated myself a bunch. Point is, I'm one of those people that thinks that a consistent 30 FPS matters more than a game that can reach 120 FPS but stutters a ton and has problems keeping a consistent frame rate. You know, I see a lot of games now come out that, you know, they take advantage of the modern hardware we have in our day and age, but it's all like unoptimized. It's not actually optimized for the hardware that it's running on. And I think part of it is the result of so much data usage at once that's required nowadays to do things. Like, the way people make games now, when they want to do things, I don't know, that could blow a game like this out of the water, they have to do things that take whatever this game did and pull it out to a factor of 10. And it's a lot. It's honestly a little weird to me, because it's like, well, we had good things right here, you know. 7th gen had a lot of good things going for it, and yeah, you know, even the hardware wasn't up to snuff by like the modern PC standards of its own time, but I don't see an issue with still running games at, you know, 720p 30 FPS. Does it even say that on this output? Oh yeah, it does. 480p and 720p HD video output. Huh. And it could support the headset for the all drive. I wonder what this would look like on a CRT then, or whatever TV would be better built for this game. Because honestly, all of the artifacting problems would probably not look as bad on something like a CRT. Although it is a little funny and a little weird that a game developed in 2013 could be, you know, would be better looking on TVs that were already pretty much phasing out and like dead at that point as far as production, right? I don't know. This is what happens when I don't have a script of any kind. Like, I just talk and repeat myself over and over because I don't have anyone to bounce back off of. So I'm sorry if it's been so repetitive and annoying to listen to. I know it's not the usual like Lawrence standard of things. By the way, thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. The understimulation on YouTube video popped off like huge. Like that was a pure accident. I was just doing that because I wanted to like journal it, and I was just tooling around with some editing, and I was just bored, so I threw it up there. Did not expect it to get 45,000 views. And then the Steam library thing was another one of those. I was just tooling around because I still want this channel to be, you know, a broadcast yourself thing. I didn't want to lean into it too hard, the whole commentary bit, but like people seem to really like it, so I guess I can just keep talking about things, but it'll be about things I like, you know, and I prefer. Maybe some Catholic stuff at some point, I don't know. But yeah, just wanted to talk about frame rates and definitions and give an example of like, yeah, it doesn't look the best, you know, it's not the like highest level thing you've ever seen, but at the same time, I don't really think it needs to be. I think it can just be, you know? Like this little fuzz, this haze around everything because it's a lower definition, like pulled out to a larger frame. It's not something that bothers me, but I know it's something that bothers a lot of people, like actually actively bothers them, and I don't understand why. And again, I don't know if it's just because I'm like accidentally trying to, you know, inflict my idea of be happy for what you have, but like you see the cracks in the asphalt here, you see the rain, you see all the little details, and you see enough with 720p. You really do. You don't need more. You really don't. Like, 1080p max for me. I don't understand how people can do 2K or 4K monitors. Like, I do not understand it. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much data usage. Yeah. Rest in peace, man. It's just too much. I think something as even as high as 2K is just too much graphical fidelity for what the human brain requires to interact with a good experience. Like, it's nice, sure. I'm sure it's nice, but you don't need it. You don't. And I know that's an unorthodox opinion, and everyone hates me for it and all that, because it's like, oh, but it's better. I know, but you don't need it. Yeah, I don't know. This is something I would need to think about a lot more to brainstorm, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't see the appeal. Because I go into Best Buy and I see like 4K or 8K TVs with all their HDR stuff and their super high quality imaging and the sharp colors and stuff, and I'm just wondering how they're able to see anything in the first place, because like, you don't need all that, bro. You just need a good solid 1080p TV that just outputs a nice image. You don't even need OLED or QLED or any of that stuff, though it is nice for, like, you know, the shadows and the darks and stuff. You just need a good old LCD, man. Give me back that Interceptor mission. I wanna have that not break now. Oh, the UI's changed. Why did it change? I've got the McQueen plate now. Maybe there was a graphical improvement as well in the patch, because now all of a sudden I'm like, this actually looks a little better. That could be pure copium, or just the time of day has changed in the game. Because, you know, day-night cycle in this game is actually really nice. Same with the weather cycle. I'm so used to playing on the later game stages on, like, PC and PS4. Go! Wham! I did it! Burnout! You know what, let's try to take out one more guy before I use the repair shop. That'd be kind of fun. Get him! Get him! Pit him! Oh, yes. Did I get him? Oh, he's behind me now. Dang it! Move! Move, bruh! I'm gonna hit the jump. I know it's a little ironic, too, for a guy named Lawrence Wee to be playing on the PS3. There's still a lot of fun experiences to have. I like the 7th gen as a whole. Anything like 5th to 7th, that's my jam. Oh, he's already moving up to the, he's moving up to where the repair shop will be. That's good. Oh, no! What happened, bro? No, 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 no! Die! Yeah! Got him!
Chalk up another arrest out of 1044. Copy that. Target's details coming up on screen now. Good work out there. All units.
Thanks, ma'am. I'm doing it for the extra credit on the assignment. The imaging on this camera is really just kind of excessive. It's useful for the purposes that, you know, I got it for. But honestly, if I was to have it my way, I would just put up a flat, not even the fisheye, because I can't turn the fisheye off on this one. But I just want like a hey, where's he going? Oh no, he's going that way. Oh, I saw you earlier. You're cool. I'll just... Can I get around you here so I can get back to my hideout? Look, I just want to clock out, okay? I'm also doing this instead of using a capture card because I can't bring a computer over here. Like, the laptop that I would use, my wife is using for work right now. And then I have to get to work as well, so... I probably would use a capture card if I could, but I can't, so sorry. That being said, in spite of, like, my understanding of, like, you know, some things are just the way they are, there's, holy cow, this... What button was it? Yeah, this one. Okay. I hate that song. I can see the texture issues plain as day. I'm not gonna beat around the fact that it took forever for the textures to load in the way they are right now. With that being said, hello? Game? There we go. Oh, a Ford GT, let's go. Oh my gosh, the game. That wasn't even a lag, because that was the... Would you call that lag, or would that be a crash? I don't know. Here's the thing, like, I haven't played this game on the PS3 probably since I was a little kid. I've just played it, like... There we go, that's one. Oh, there was two, okay. The silver one. Oh, I've earned a trophy. 5-buster. Sick. Yeah, the one trophy I did have when I played this game, like, briefly just to test the hardware of this thing, to make sure it actually still worked. I got, like, the one trophy you get for, like, banking your first, speed point reward. So... I think that was a bronze trophy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Holy cow. And thanks. I work purely to impress you. And I admit too, like the whole thing with the graphical fidelity is that I want consistency in that too. Like I see a bunch of these textures and they don't match the fidelity of something like the reflections off of the cars or the light quality, like from the sun or the sirens or anything. Holy cow, bro went flying. And I absolutely want consistency with that too. Like if you're going to have a lower fidelity video game, I would prefer if all of it, how would you say, looks an equal level of bad, I guess? Oh. Like, I guess that's a poor analogy, but an equal level of bad would be the right way, I would say. Because at least then it's consistent, and you know what to expect, right? Oh my goodness. Get him. Get him. Aw. So I'm not going to argue that, like, this game is imperfect, like, not imperfect. It is totally imperfect. I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say that this game is perfect or anything. But it's absolutely But it's absolutely a very decent game, and the 720 native resolution and the 30 frames per second isn't something that should be held against it as some kind of, like, intrinsic failing. Because, if anything, I don't know. I just don't think it's something that the game needs to have held against it as like a bad thing. I think it's just a thing, you know? That being said, I can obviously tell it's trying to go for a vibe that its PC and even PS4 counterparts achieve much better with the remastered look. No. Counter the turbo. There we go. There we go. Now I can just go to the hideout, or the command post over here. So yeah, that's kind of it. Those are my thoughts.